computer. All right, we're right about at 12:15, so I'm going to go ahead and start. My name is Linda Snoffer, and I am the Assistant Director of the Center for Work and Family Life. We are USC's Employee Assistance Program. We hope you know about us. For those of you who don't, we offer as many as 10 counseling sessions as a benefit of your employment. We are doing all of our sessions these days via Zoom and via telehealth. And we are finding people being very responsive to that. So I hope if there's anything going on in your life right now, that you will contact Susan, our office manager, and she will make sure you get in to see us. So with that said, my topic today is why energy management is the new time management. So to have good time management, we first must assess our energy levels. And the beauty of energy management is that unlike time, we can manufacture energy with strategies that can be adapted for your ever-changing life circumstances. First, to manage energy, you must have energy to manage. And second, you can't draw down on your energy indefinitely without replenishing it. So let's explore some strategies to help us manage both our time and our energy. Next slide, please.
Uh-oh. Oh. Well, technical difficulties. Here we go. I can't do that.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and keep letting them know what I'm doing. So the problem with time management is that time is a finite resource. There it is. As you see, there are 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, and 364 days in a year. The process of prioritizing tasks, assessing the amount of time needed to complete those tasks, and arranging them throughout the workday is an important part of maximizing our productivity. Tony Schwartz, founder of the Energy Project, writes in the Harvard Business Review, quote, "The core problem with working longer hours is that time is a finite resource, whereas energy can be systematically expanded and regularly renewed," close quote. Another researcher explains there are 3 core elements of productivity: time, energy, and attention. This same research shows that people tend to devote more time on their tasks when it would be more beneficial to devote more energy and more focus on them. Because, as I stated, unlike time, we can manufacture energy. This same research has found that devoting increased time on work leads to declining levels of engagement, increasing levels of distraction, greater work errors, and increased medical costs. As an example, let's look at professional athletes. They spend about 90% of their time training to be able to perform 10% of the time. Their entire lives are designed around expanding, sustaining, and renewing their energy to compete for short, focused periods of time. So how do they do this? They have learned through habits, through training, and through focus how to make the best use of the energy they have. They've learned that energy is the fuel that propels us through time. It is inconsistent, not constant, like time. Our energy levels go up and down throughout the day. Next slide, please. I'll just keep talking. These professional athletes learned there are several factors that influence our available energy. How much sleep we need. And those amounts differ from person to person. The importance of good nutrition and paying attention to what and how much we eat, as well as good hydration. How often we work out. How often we take breaks and give ourselves rest. Who do we spend our time with? People who energize us or people who zap and drain our energy? I think we all have at least one person, probably more, who we know drain our energy. What are our minds thinking? We know from mindfulness and meditation that our minds are powerful organs and they like to be busy. Left unchecked, our minds can spend countless hours depleting us of our precious energy on things that are out of our control, essentially wasting our energy. Right now, we have a lot that is out of our control. And how often do we indulge ourselves in what we call catastrophizing, going to the worst case scenario of any situation? While this is not uncommon, it is still wasted energy, since those are the very situations over which we have very little control. So what habits or routines have you developed around how we do exercise, for an example? Exercise is an excellent source of renewing our energy. So is play, walking, running, yoga, meditation, Pilates, and many more. How focused are we on a purpose, an intention we've set for our lives? Do we set that intention every evening and every morning, and then check in with ourselves without criticism and without judgment, just to see if we place adequate energy on that intention we set? If not, again, no judgment, no criticism. We just practice again another day. I have a hummingbird that sits on a branch outside my window here. I don't know how, perhaps naively, that they ever stood still. I thought hummingbirds were just constantly flying around. But don't they, like us, at some point need to charge their batteries? They amaze me and inspire me to stop for just a few minutes. I watch them, and when they're ready to fly off again, I take it as a sign to also stop for a few minutes, take a break, and then fly on to my next task. Most of us are aware that when we are more energized and more focused, we perform tasks more quickly and with fewer mistakes than when our energy is low. Imagine driving a car. As you drive, your car uses more gas as it climbs big hills and less gas as it coasts down the hill. That's what our available energy is like every day. It's constantly going up and down. Therefore, I am suggesting that instead of using the principles of time management to organize your day, imagine organizing your daily tasks around your levels of energy. Next slide, please. We often think we have all the time in the world to accomplish our work tasks. But if we aren't focused on what motivates us, what energizes us, and what drains us, it's possible we will be wasting both our time and our precious energy. Establishing good habits and rituals are a way to utilize energy that will also save time. Think about it. Have you ever tried to establish a new habit? Perhaps to work out a set number of times per week, or to set a bedtime and keep it, or even establish a bedtime routine. It's not so easy. However, while initially habits take a lot of energy to develop because they require focused thought, once established, these habits will save you a lot of time and energy because those habits, those routines, will now be automatic, not requiring any thought, and instead serving you in ways you and your body can depend on. Next slide, please. Another way of working with your own individual energy levels is to give yourself permission to have your own body rhythm. One of the kindest things you can do for yourself is to tune into, listen, and follow your own internal clock. If your peak hours for creativity and problem solving are from 7 to 9 a.m., then delay answering emails and returning phone calls until after devoting your energy for creativity until after that 9 a.m. time. From exercising to cognitive work to creative play, communication, research shows there are windows of time in the day that are more conducive to certain activities for each of us. Learning about your own internal body clock, your own peak creative times, will allow you to feel and be more productive. A key realization to personal freedom is accepting yourself and aligning your personal energy needs. So what is most important to you? People who have learned how to manage their energy have a decreased level of anxiety and depression and more satisfaction with life, feeling happier, more energized, and more calm. A good step toward energy management is saying no. Setting boundaries around things that either drain your energy or are not consistent with your values and your intentions. By saying no to these activities or these people allows you to say yes to yourself, to devote your energy in ways that recharge your batteries. Next slide, please. Making fewer decisions. Decisions eat up a lot of time and energy because our brain must focus on making new choices. And the more responsibility we assume, the more decisions we are required to make. This increase in status comes with a hidden cost called decision fatigue that sets in and drains our energy. Find ways to reduce your decision making so you can use your energy for your most important decisions. Next slide, please. Monotasking versus multitasking. These concepts are tightly connected to the topic of time versus energy management. For years, it was thought that we were doing a better job and we were expected to multitask. However, new research shows that trying to accomplish a variety of tasks in less time leads to mistakes, reduced quality of work, and wasted time to fix the mistakes that were made. What is this saying? There is never enough time to do something right, but there is always time to do it over. From an energy management perspective, a more productive method of working is grouping related tasks together, such as returning emails or phone calls. Monotasking, or working on one task at a time, reduces the number of times your brain needs to switch between different connections, reducing the amount of energy required to get more work done. So my final thoughts to you, I hope you've taken at least one new idea from our time together, and I look forward to sharing another topic with you next month. Thanks, take care, and stay safe.
Stop video. Okay, so anybody for chats?
Any questions, any thoughts?
We had somebody on the video. Thank you, Wendy. How was that? Thank you for being a co-host. I was like, how do we get her off of there? I mean, we love to have you on there, but and I was like, I can't hide her. Like, I can't hide her. So, Linda, you had a co-host today.
I love co-host.
Sorry about that. I wasn't sure.
The more the merrier. That's great. Did anybody have any thoughts or questions? We're not recording anymore.
That was so funny. I was like, oh my God.
Well, these are new experiences for us and we're enjoying it. So thank you.
Yes, I'm going to get a copy. Let me let them know. Okay, so somebody is asking, am I able to get a copy of this presentation? It will be uploaded to the gateway. It will be uploaded to the gateway. Yeah. You're still recording, Linda.
I know, I stopped it, but we'll have to just take that piece out of it. I don't know why I stopped it, but it didn't stop.
Stop video. Okay, there.
Do you have it?
No, it's still recording.
I know. Oh,